We are going to insert an identifier symbol in the report template. We are going to insert identifier product name. First, let me include a header for this exercise. Identifier symbols can be found in the symbol tree under specification symbols, specification header, and table ESTRI, and the identifier is stored in field ident. In the parameter window, we see the defaulted settings. The symbol is 01, symbol type is 01. The symbol key is comprised of the first 4 letters of the table, ESTR, and the first 5 letters of the field, ident. The expansion mode is IT, which is the default. We are going to specify an identification category. The ID category is name, NAM, and we need to specify an identification type. The identification type is prod, for product name. We can now insert the identifier symbol in the report template. We click on the Insert WWI Object in Template button. Perform a syntax check. Save the report. And we will now create a test report. The default specification and gen variant are entered from the WWI settings. We can click Display. And we see that the identifier is expanded in the report. Industry Cleaner Easy Clean. We can toggle back to the report template. And we will create another test report, but this time for in the language German. And we see that the identifier is displayed in German. Let's take a look at the test specification and see where the identifiers are stored. Let's get out of the template and go to the edit specification transaction CG02, and we will search for the specification. And go to the specification header. We see that the identifier name prod is available on the identifiers tab in English and in German. So this is where the report template finds the identifiers for its specification. Let's return to the report template. We will now insert a parameter symbol to the report template. We will insert the parameter symbol for material name. Let me first include a header for this exercise. Parameter symbols allows the report template to access data from other SAP modules. For instance, material name comes from the material master. Parameter symbols are available in the symbol tree under folder parameter symbols. Parameter symbols are grouped based on a symbol group. The symbol group specifies the access method that is used for the value selection for the symbols. When being defined, each symbol is assigned to a report symbol group in the IMG activity check and specify report symbols. For instance, we are interested in material name. Material name is available under symbol group 4. Parameter symbols are based on tables. In the case of material name, it comes from table CVD mat. Here we see the parameter symbol for material name. We will accept the settings on the symbol tab of the parameter window as they are defaulted and insert the symbol in the template. We will check the report template. And create a test report. Now we see the parameter for material name appears. It has a default value of industry cleaner easy clean. This comes from the identifier name prod that we saw in the previous exercise. We can override this parameter and put a value of our choice. We accept the parameter values, and the test report is generated with the parameter for material name. Let's toggle back to the report template. So far, we've only gone through the process of creating test reports. Let's go through the steps of generating a final report and displaying the final report. So let's get out of this report template. To generate a report, the report template must be in status released. So we're going to release this report template by clicking on the release button. The status is now changed to released. Before we create the report, let's take a look back at the generation variant associated with this report template using transaction CG2B. We see that the template associated with this generation variant is the one we just worked on with version 05, so that's the correct template. We see that the initial release status of the report will be release 1, R1. We see that this status will be set automatically upon generation. We see that versioning is specified. So when the report is generated, it will be assigned a version. And when a new version is created, the old version will be set to historical. Also, if we go on the application objects section of the generation variant, we see that now we have report applications specified. We see that since we have symbols for specification, the report application submaster is specified. And since we have a parameter for material name, the report application master is specified. So the report generation variant is ready for use to create a report. To create the report, we need to go to Transaction CG02, Edit Specification. And search for the test specification. We will open the specification header. And go to the Material Assignment tab. And here we see that we have 5 materials assigned to this specification. And here we see the material description for each material. So we can get out of the specification header and go back to the hit list. In the hit list, we select the specification, and using menu specification, report, we select create report. There we specify the generation variant for which we want to run the report. Remember that the generation variant is associated to the report template. So we will specify the generation variant, and the report will be created in English. We click on the Create Report icon. And we get a message at the bottom stating that one report was created. Now we go to the Report Management Transaction CG50. And we will look in CG50, we specify the report category. It's an MSDS report we're looking for. We specify the specification. And let's see for if we have any released reports first. We click on the report tree icon. I had already run a report creation, so I have one report for our generation variant with version 1.0 and released. So let's go back. So we should have a report in report management with status R1. So we'll look for status R1. So now we will look for reports for this specification, which start as R1, release 1. And we do have one. So the initial status was set automatically as specified on the generation variant. So now if we select the report and click the accept button until the status is changed to released, now the status was changed to version 1.1 because there was no major change to the report template, but the versioning was increased. So if we go back, I save the changes, and if I look for release reports, if I look for released and historical, we see that version 1.0 is historical, and now the newly created report, the version was increased by 1. In this case, the minor release. If we click on the icon to display the report, because this report has a parameter for material, it will ask us if we want to enter a value for material. We can leave that blank. We click on the check mark, and the report will be opened in Microsoft Word. So this is the template with all the exercises we did. Notice that the parameter is set to easy clean because it uses the name prod identifier. But we will show you how to get the material name from R3. So now I can close the Word document. And now if I go in using menu utilities, change view, and select material master, I see an entry for each material that was assigned to the specification. Remember when we looked at the specification in the Edit Specification Transaction CG02, on the Material Assignment tab, we had 5 materials assigned. These are the 5 material on the top node. So we should have 5. And below is our specification. So for each material we can display the report. So if we click on the display icon for the first material, notice we did not get a parameter pop-up to specify the material name parameter. The correct material name for the material in the tree is entered. In this case, Clean 01 bulk. If we close the Word document and select another material, In this case, this is material clean 01 120L. Now the parameter is retrieves the material name of that material. So this is how the parameters are expanded in the final report. This concludes the exercises for Chapter 4.